Welcome. This will be Dahlia's and Dimitri's first gaming whispered walkthrough or soft-spoken walkthrough video. We'd just like to try and walk through together, and we've chosen the game EverQuest Landmark Beta, and as you can see, it's nighttime right now, and that's one of the portal spires down there, and that's generally what's used to zone you from map to map at the moment. And the EverQuest world is quite large, and usually is quite detailed. So as you can see through the forest, the moon is in the sky, which gives the effect of the game quite a good mood. And if we can bring Dahlia up here, let me introduce Dahlia to you. She's so kindly joined me so that we can present this to you together. Dahlia.
Hello. I just started this game recently. Dimitri has a lot more prior experience with the earlier EverQuest, and I just have gotten into it because of a couple friends, and it looks really nice. It looks like a nice cross between Minecraft and Guild Wars 2, the kind of feel that I get from it, but I feel like it needs to be filled out a little bit more for me to be able to tell whether I'll like it in the end or not, but they have a long way to go right now.
Yeah, it's still in an early beta stage, so I had a little play in the alpha, and I played it for a little while, and now they've moved into a closed beta, and we're just going to have a little bit of a walk through the game and just show you the scenery and the maps. Now I believe they've introduced water to the game, so what we're going to do is we're going to head towards the water and see if we can find some people's buildings that they've created along the way. One thing about the EverQuest world, it's usually quite detailed in that there's always stuff to do everywhere. This isn't EverQuest the game, this is more of a preview game to get ready for the new EverQuest. So it's almost like a beta test to test the real game to get it ready, I believe. And they're allowing players to create their own buildings. And this in turn will provide inspiration and ideas, and also the EverQuest team, I'm quite sure, will take some of the best buildings that they've created and put them into the game, which would be, I believe, a bit of a first.
I think it's really neat because they're allowing people to have creativity and take part in the making of the game as a whole. And something that they're doing that's very different is they're actually taking player feedback in a different way than most companies have in the past. Like the people that manage this whole project are doing weekly interviews with different players, and they're working with the players to make a better game. And I think that's a really unique approach to making a new game, especially a game in this vast universe.
Yeah, I've been watching and keeping up to date a little bit with some of the updates. I think is it John Smedley? He's the gentleman in charge of EverQuest.
I don't remember his name, but I do remember his videos.
Yeah, he's the guy with no hair like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. He's great. One day I wish to have his type of charisma and personality. Alright, so here we've got someone's building that's in mid-air. so that's something that I didn't know you could do, is build in mid-air.
I've been watching streams of this game because there's a couple sponsored streams, and the way you build in this game is very different than placing blocks down. It's more like you spread things, like you hold out your hand and you like drag a platform. It's a neat thing, and I'm not sure that that requires a foundation. Just give me a second here. I'm gonna try to add you to my party.
Can you create a group, can you?
You can. I need to figure out how.
Yeah, I haven't invite to party. You just go to the friends list and right click the name, and I've just invited you to my party. Oh yes, there we go. So what would you like to drink?
I'm trying to find the party menu. It didn't oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, so now I think it might be easier to keep up track with you because I can see how far you are away from me.
Okay, let's keep moving this way, and we have quite a large mountain. So one of the things I noticed straight away in the game was just how sort of big the mountains were, and you could just walk up them, build on top of them.
I'm not sure that that'll last for very long, though. I don't think that they'll keep that in the game forever because it's not very realistic, but maybe at the same time they might.
What's that, the mountains?
Yeah, well, being able to walk up these huge mountains, I'm not sure that that'll stay in the game forever. Although it is very cool, they've included animations for walking up the hill, and when you slide down the hill, it's like they're expecting you to slide down all these hills. I'm trying to show you, but the graphics are running very slowly for my machine.
I love the terrain, how you can just look off in the distance and you just see sort of mountains, and it's very scenic.
And the trees are massive, and it's... If I had my graphics settings up further, I'm sure it'd look more realistic, but at this point I can see where each texture overlaps. I can see the print of the texture on the mountains.
It looks to me that the sun's rising, actually.
Oh yeah, and you can still see the stars if you look at the sky. That looks really nice.
Okay, so we're heading still towards the water, and it looks like there's quite a few claims over here. So I still haven't set my claim up for anywhere in the beta. In the alpha I had a little tower. I tried to build like a tower into like a big tree house on top of a mountain, and I built a great tower going up, and I got to the top and then I sort of lost inspiration on what I was wanting to create, and then that was the end of that. Now we're in beta. So I'm seeing claims are joined together, so I haven't looked enough into claims and adjoining claims, but I'm noticing a lot of people have adjoining types of claims, whether they're using different characters or...
Nope. They added that feature in like 3 or 4 updates ago. Like, now you can have a main claim, and then you can claim beside your main claim, and you can claim the land beside it to expand on your land. It's just, if you don't pay your rent on it, you lose your land, pretty much. And the way they're doing the whole rent process is really interesting in this game. It's not called rent, of course, it's called upkeep or something, but you pay in copper, which you have to mine, and if you see that little orange splotch on my screen, you have to mine those little orange splotches, and you get copper out of them, but mining in this game is really strange. I'm not particularly a fan of it quite yet.
Alright, here we go. We're on someone's claim right now.
Well, this is neat.
Oh, look at this. We've got chests. Good old metal chests.
One of my favorite parts of Minecraft and Terraria and all the different building games is the fact that you can grow plants and gardens and farming. So this game still has the plants, but it doesn't yet have the garden and the whole farming aspect, which is something I definitely miss.
Ah, you a bit of a plant person, are you?
Yeah. My profession is as a florist, so
Ah.
just a little bit.
My green finger skills are not that good. I need sort of plants which are quite hardy and can just last without taking care of them.
I fulfill my gardening needs with Minecraft usually just because I'm so afraid of bugs in my own garden outside.
Okay, so this guy's got a bit of
A big empty house.
That's
That's
it.
what he has.
Yes. Okay, so we should be able to head towards the water.
I see it.
You
It's
see
really
water?
pretty. Yeah, come over here.
Well, all I can see is haze. It's like
If
this.
you look over to the right, it looks really... I see it on my screen, so it looks really pretty.
Okay. It doesn't look that pretty on my screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're missing out, but we'll get there soon.
Alright, I'm going for a slide down this hill. Man, if this was real life, it'd just be fun. Woo!
If this was real life, I wouldn't be doing it.
I guess that's the difference between a man and a female.
Come over this... Oh, okay. Or that way.
Oh, no, yeah, I'll come your way.
There's an inlet over here that I saw the ocean leading up to.
Okay, so we have water in the game. This is the first time I've seen... Hang on, that's not water.
No, this is sand. But there's water this way. I think that's a really nice site.
Okay, we have water.
I'm not sure that we can swim in the game yet. I'm not really sure that we can even go into the water safely. But I guess you're going to try.
Oh yes. Alright, I am in the water and I'm underwater.
Oh, this is new. I haven't seen this.
Look at the lights coming through the water.
Oh, this is really pretty. Since they haven't added dyeing, I don't have to worry about my breath intake, but looking at the surface through the water, even in my low resolution screen here, it has a really nice effect. I think there's a lot of potential for this. I'm not sure if you have any experience with Guild Wars 2, but it's my most recent MMO that I've played, and the underwater portion is so beautiful. It's got to be one of the prettiest parts of the entire game, and if it looks anything similar to that when it's not beta anymore, I think that this game has a lot going for it already.
I'm just looking at the ocean now and it seems to be quite realistic in its movements. Like, I'm just looking at the waves and I don't think I've seen an ocean so realistic in a game for a while, but I haven't looked at some of the newer games. But it
They do have that down, definitely.
yeah, the movement of the ocean looks fantastic.
And then you can see the tide and how it's coming in with the splashing effect. I like it. I think it looks really good.
Yeah, it almost looks like you can see the motion of the water. Some guys claim this little island.
Lucky him. This is a nice site here.
My preference, I think, would be try and find a very high mountain with a nice panoramic view. Well, that's what I did last time. The only problem with that is every time you want to get to your claim, you got to go up a mountain.
Yeah. I kind of just thought there was a fish in the water, but I realized it's because there's a scratch on my screen that I always forget about. And I got a little bit excited about a fish, but nope, it's just a scratch on my screen.
Did you see some of the pictures in the recent contest for all of the different buildings that people had made?
No, I didn't see that, but I did walk around and look at some of them. They look really cool.
You gotta see the thread on the forums of all of the buildings that people have created. There's some really amazing looking creations that they've done. There's even a big toilet, and
Now that's cool.
there's all sorts of stuff, and it's just the ideas. And I think that's the beauty of this game, is that you give people the ability to create what they want.
I
Uh,
agree.
and
I'm just thinking how cool it is that you can see my shadow on the ocean floor right here.
oh
I think
yeah,
that is really neat.
and
I really like that.
you can mine down here. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm mining. I kind of like the mining idea. Like one of the things I sort of like is where you can sort of keep mining down, and the further down you go, you sort of follow like a vein of minerals, and at the end of the vein, you'll get something like a more precious metal or something like that.
I like that idea too, but I'm missing the cave aspect of mining, you know?
I believe that's I saw on
That's
the
in the next patch, I think.
Yep. But yeah, so far, like the movement of the ocean's fantastic. The light of the moon or the sun coming through the water is looking good. The bubbles, nice little effect. And the distorted view of trees and the land through the water is quite unique. Where are you?
I'm at the surface. My screen is not handling the whole water effect very well. It just went completely black.
The reverby, shadowy effect is different. Wow, looking at the top of the water down into your body looks different. I'm watching my head and my shoulders separate and move apart.
Light refraction does that in real life, so it's quite impressive they've already accounted for that in the game.
It is like I'm just hovering on the level of the ocean, and I'm going up and down with the waves. And oh, you've got like a real swimming motion too.
You can see your character tread water, and I think that's neat. And like when you turn around, they do the actual like swimming turnaround motion. I used to swim varsity when I was in high school, so it's very interesting to watch a character actually swim well.
Swim varsity, is that like swimming competitions?
Like there was the non-varsity and then the varsity, and the varsity meant you were pretty much faster than other people, and I really liked swimming, so it was good.
Yeah, here where I live on the Gold Coast, it's pretty much mandatory that you have to swim because we have oceans exactly like that. But little bit just got to be careful. But there's lots of water around here, so you have to learn to swim.
Yeah. I digress, but I was watching the news this morning, and they were talking about how kids are drowning around here because they don't know how to swim, and it's always surprising to me. I guess, because I'm just so accustomed to it.
Yeah, it's different for like you or me. The swimming just becomes natural. But you think about it, when you were young, how long did it take for you to learn how to swim?
That's true.
It takes a long time to learn how to swim. It's not like riding a bike.
Yeah, you don't really perfect it for a very long time.
Okay, so I'm following your lead now, Dahlia.
I was thinking we could head back to the Portal Spire and see about visiting another map, because I feel like that's an important aspect, that you can go to different kinds of terrain just by clicking on the Portal Spire.
Alright, you know what this game needs is an auto follow where I can just auto follow you.
What it also needs is a compass with a directional bit that shows you which direction you need to head in. I find it very annoying to have to pull up my map just to see where I need to head.
Yeah, I believe that they'll add something like that because in EverQuest they had a directional compass. It's probably already there. We just haven't found how to show it.
Well, I have a compass, but I just miss being able to see what's around me, and I'm very accustomed to Guild Wars where it shows me where I need to go. Having like a little star to follow when you're running.
I played Guild Wars, and that was the one where you have where they have like events where a big sort of like raid mob would turn up and everyone could just turn up and kill it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have different things like that. There were tons of different things that you could do.
Yeah, I really enjoyed playing that game, and I leveled up a couple of characters in it.
I did too, but then I ran out of things to do. I found that the end game of Guild Wars 2 was incredibly boring in comparison to Guild Wars 1, so I was not pleased, and I kind of quit playing MMOs until I got this game.
That's what I found with it. Is once I got to the high end content, the whole gaining level things stopped, and then I sort of lost interest in it as well.
And I don't like grinding the same dungeons over and over again unless there's some end goal beside clothing, and that was all there was clothing in that game. So I missed Guild Wars 1 and their tiered system of getting ranks and such, but I digress.
That's okay. That's something that I believe that the EverQuest team will already be thinking about, because that's something that they always worked very hard on, was end game content. And that was the one thing I really enjoyed about EverQuest 2, was the whole aspect of the guild and grouping and the end game content. If it wasn't for the guild and the end game content, the enjoyment of the game would sort of fall off a little bit.
And I think they've got a lot going for them in the fact that Guild Wars 2 is kind of a really big deal, and so all the complaints about Guild Wars 2 they can now take into consideration when they make their game.
The EverQuest team must have a huge amount of knowledge and experience at their hands from all of the work that they've done in the past. So, and by involving us in this game in beta and development and things like that, I believe they should be able to polish the new EverQuest 2 game to sort of be quite a substantially popular game. Like EverQuest was a good series, and then WoW come out, and WoW was hugely popular. So I'm hoping EverQuest 2 can continue on and be quite popular as well.
Yeah, I hope so, but with MMOs it's hit and miss because the new game Wildstar just came out. That's an MMO, and it's kind of what I've heard is it's not that good, and people just aren't liking it as much as they expected. So with every game that there might be high expectancy for, like they thought Wildstar would be the next WoW, you never know what you'll actually get. But with this, they're having a very submersive beta test, which is excellent. So hopefully that'll make it more player friendly than some games.
I think they'll have a pretty good chance of being successful with the game, especially the way that they're involving us and they're being very open and telling us. I remember when the game first went into alpha, the servers and the game was just had quite a few problems, and they weren't shy in saying that they were working on it and are having problems. And I reckon that first week or so that they spent many hours in the office trying to keep the servers up and running for us, the players, to enjoy the game. So I respect their dedication to keeping the game up and running, even when there's so many like problems. But they kept working on them and they're fixing them, and I have a lot of faith that once they release the full games, both in Landmark and EverQuest Next, that it should be quite stable because they've done so much beta testing using
That's true.
this.
Now, I do have a question. I haven't quite understood. Is Landmark different from EverQuest Next, beside the fact that it's kind of a separate game, kind of, I guess? Is it like, does it come together at all?
No, Landmark is purely just a, I think more like a development tool, a building tool, something to keep everybody happy, give them something to do, and also to polish the game. Like you were saying, you don't want to release EverQuest Next without much interaction from people like us, because it might not work, people might not like it. But if you release Landmark, allow people to create things, you have your player studio, which I believe is very important, where you allow people to create buildings that you can then sell for real money. So you're actually creating like a real economy. So I believe they're doing something quite positive to encourage people to come in and play the game, create things, go onto the market. I don't know how it's all going to end up, but I think they've got some good ideas in what they're doing.
I think it's smart. I just didn't really understand that until now. I guess I just kind of jumped in because I had friends that said, "Oh, come play Landmark with us," and then I bought it, and I didn't know what to expect because they were just like, "Come play. We're not going to tell you anything about it."
Alright, so Dahlia, just hold still for a second. So we're just having a look at Dahlia's character now. So in the background you can see the sun coming up. You've got like a little forge here. And Dahlia's character is just looking there. So I think all of the characters are all pretty much the same, just different clothes for now.
No, they actually have a face generator now. It's not super detailed, but you can pick different faces and you can pick different hairstyles. I was pleased with that myself.
I went with the bald hairstyle.
It suits you, definitely.
Yep, so that's my character just there.
The only thing I've got to complain about that's like character-wise right now that I hope they fix is the clipping issue, because if you look at the back of my hair, you see the neck, and I just like clipping. It's just a little pet peeve.
Oh, I don't see the clipping problem here.
So,
which zone did you want to go to?
oh, I don't know. I've only been to a couple, but,
Wow, there's so many zones now.
I know.
Wow.
We could go to, oh, I don't know.
Lava Tube.
Lava Tube?
Lava
Okay.
Tube. I used to love Lava Storm in the old EverQuest 2.
It's so interesting to me that you play that game, or you played that game, because my husband and I have a slightly different age gap going on, and he played EverQuest 2 also, and it was like his favorite game when he was a teenager, and he always talks about it, whereas my favorite game when I was a teenager, of course, was Guild Wars. So it's interesting to hear you talk about EverQuest, because he also has told me about it. Like, it's the little tidbits of things I know are from him, and your videos that you've made in the past, as well as things people have said online.
Okay, so if this has got lava, where's the lava? Come on, I want to see some
Oh my
fire and
gosh.
ice.
Oh, men. The sun is rising and it's super pretty coming through the trees.
Wow.
I
That
like the fact that the daytime changes in this game, and it's very visual.
that's definitely one of the first things you notice with this game is the visual aspect of the daily cycle, which is gives it that effect of where you feel like you're in a land and it's changing. It's not just like one static light source. It's moving and the shadows move, and that's something that they've definitely done quite well in the game.
I've never seen that before in any MMO yet, and if
What?
they do it in, I've never seen like the daylight change because so many segments of each game just focus on one setting, and so like something will be eternally night or something will be eternally snowing, you know. And this game seems like it has a lot of it's versatile in the way that the sun is, and it looks like maybe they'll even add weather, you never know.
Like I just want to keep running towards this like early morning sun. I just quite enjoy
I know.
the scenery.
I'm drawn to it. It's really nice.
Yeah, we got to go see what's up there.
Maybe there'll be lava.
Ooh, maybe. I don't think they've incorporated lava quite yet. I could imagine how much work is involved in just adding the smallest feature to a game like this, and then that small feature could screw up so much stuff.
I know, and you have to not only think about what that does, but what it affects and how other things affect it. And when you start thinking about that whole design aspect, it's like, I don't know, it's very hard to think about as one person. It seems like a lot of work.
Do you see what I see in the distance?
I see like a shrine on the top of a mountain. I don't know what that is. I see snow.
Snow? Where's lava?
That's not lava. We don't need lava. There's snow.
This guy's got a pretty cool claim going on.
Looks like he's done a lot of work.
Wow.
Armis's Hobbit Hole. Bigger than hobbits. What does that say? Come back down. How do I see that? Bigger than a hobbit, so you humans can come visit here more often. Awesome.
Oh, he's got butterflies, gardens. Look at all of
that's
these
so
things.
nice.
I haven't looked
Doesn't-
into all of the equipment that you use to build stuff yet, but I'm looking at all the stuff this guy's got, and there's a lot of time you're going to need to do to harvest everything to be able to build something like this.
And then also being able to use stuff like that, you have to have a lot of time just to get the materials you need.
Oh, you got to come in here, check out this guy's chairs. These are awesome.
Those are really cool. I wonder how you even make something like that.
Oh,
And he's got potted cacti.
this guy's got taste. He's got like interior decoration skills.
Not like that last guy with the big house with nothing in it.
It's all a matter of time, like how much time you put into it. You can see this guy's put a fair bit of time into his place.
Yeah, it's very realistic because the wood cabin look with the like white section in between for where the so-called glue would be, you know. It's very realistic. It's cool. And then he's got this whole pergola look here
I'm still up
with
in
the
his.
entrance.
I'm up in his bedroom.
Oh gosh, don't you think you're invading his personal space? How do I? Oh,
Oh, we got downstairs. Oh, we got a downstairs little secret area. Oh, look at that, lots of cushions.
oh my gosh.
You kick back and relax down here.
That looks like. Although, what's very cool about this game is, I'm just pointing out, I don't know if you know about it, but you can make a section not in your house and then copy and paste it if you've got the materials to do so. So you can build one segment of this wall where you can see it loops, and he probably built it, and then he probably copy and pasted it to another section of his wall, which is really a neat feature for a building game. That's really cool. I wish my frame rate was higher so I can enjoy it better.
Don't worry, my frame rate is not very high at the moment.
Mine's between 9 and 15 at most points in this game.
Yeah, mine's sitting on 11 at the moment. My quality settings are up high though.
My quality settings are set low. And I've had them up high and it's about the same, honestly. It's just bad regardless. That's probably why I could see the ocean, was because my haze and wasn't showing because I don't have the particle effects on as high as you do.
Oh look, here's some lava.
Oh, jeez.
I love how you can go up to people's like creation tools and just start creating straight on them.
Mm-hmm. You can use what they've already made, definitely. Alright, you weren't very polite. You didn't shut the door here, so I'll do that for you.
You can shut the door.
Yeah.
Okay, you can shut the door. Alright, so where were we going? You want to go up to that mountaintop?
Sure. Oh, this guy has a little hobbit hole. Oh no, that's cool.
Oh, look at that.
This house looks very modern, like.
Wow, this guy's done
Or
heaps
rustic,
of
I
work.
can't tell. These look like IKEA shelving. Do you have IKEA there in Australia?
Yes, we do have an IKEA here, and it's, I can't believe how big it is. It's like they have like this pathway that goes through it, and you got to sort of follow the pathway.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
Yeah,
you must enjoy going to IKEA.
Oh, very much. We have one that's 8 miles away from my house, so I go there just to walk around. And it's like, since it's in downtown Atlanta, there's a whole parking garage dedicated to the IKEA.
Oh, I could
That's fun.
imagine.
Alright.
There's different styles of shops that people like to go to.
Yeah, I don't like to clothing shop, but I do love IKEA.
You don't like clothing shops?
I don't. I hate shopping for clothes. It stresses me out. But if I can go look at furniture or decor, it's like, that's like fun for me. I go and do that in my spare time, which I have an awful lot of, so. Fun facts about Dahlia. Have you noticed that sometimes when your character jumps off of things, they do a little side flip?
No, I was noticing before he was kind of dropping. Some guys claim. What's over to? Yeah, where you're going.
I'm just running around. I see stuff and I'm going for it.
Yeah, and I keep going the direction you're going.
I have a friend who built like a log tower that's very tall, and he has a little top part, and while he was building it, I ran like 600 meters away, and he would jump, and I could see his little character jump up and down. It was really neat. I'm not sure I think that might be because I have my settings down so low though, because the haze isn't there as much for me. Now here you're seeing different stuff on the ground because it's a tier 4 area, so there's going to be different minerals. The areas are sorted by tiers and ranks, like with what kind of material you can find. So tier 1 has like copper and iron at best, and tier 2 would have something like tin and all the different more necessary higher tiered ores.
Yeah,
I haven't really gotten too much into the mining, but it's interesting the way they've sorted out the worlds.
Yeah, it's similar to how they progressed in the older EverQuest, where you have like different tiers, and you can't mine the second tier until you've mined the first tier and built yourself a pick or an axe to be able to mine the second tier. I had difficulties progressing in the last alpha. I'd be able to mine one thing, but I wouldn't be able to mine the next thing, and I couldn't work out what I needed to be able to progress and to mine the higher tier levels.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time understanding that also, but an interesting fact is that soon they're going to implement having all the different tier things on one land. So like this, instead of being tier 4, it would just have everything from tier 1 to tier 4. So that's going to come soon is what I've heard.
Okay, so now we're going into snow. Where is Dahlia going?
I don't know.
She was going one direction and then she changed, going a different direction.
I just love flipping in the air.
So this has a nice landscape to it. You've got like snow-capped mountains with some trees that look like they've got snow inside the leaves of the trees.
Have you ever even seen snow?
Okay, so you're asking me a direct question? Have I ever seen snow?
Yeah, have you ever seen snow?
Not real snow, no.
Sorry, I had to know.
Where I am is beach, sun. Gets quite hot.
I know.
It's winter right now. It's not that cold though. But I do plan to go see snow soon. I want to go to New Zealand, or possibly even Japan or Korea. So I'll be doing a little bit of travelling, hopefully, in the end of this year. And I really want to get to the snow. I don't know what's going to happen when I get there. Like, am I going to try and ski? I've tried skiing before on fake snow, and it's not easy.
No, I would assume not.
Have you seen snow?
Well, of course, I lived in Colorado, and I don't know if you know about Colorado, but it's one of the main places for skiing in the United States. They have they have like 20-something, 14,000-foot mountains. It's really beautiful.
Oh, wow, that'd be huge.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
Okay, so we're in the snow, and it's something Dimitri hasn't experienced yet, so please bear with me. If it's anything like surfing or skiing behind a boat, I'll give it a go.
Skiing is fun. I don't like snowboarding very much, but skiing is good.
Oh, we've got a green resource here. It must be like an emerald or something.
Very likely. I know for some of the more high-end... Can you even mine it with that pick?
No, it says I need a tungsten pick, so I've still got the founder's pickaxe.
As do I. I think this is really pretty.
It is, it's quite nice in
Look at
different
this
landscapes.
plant.
I'd laugh if the plant turned around and tried to eat you.
I wouldn't
We'll
laugh.
call
I would
it-
be upset.
We'd call it a dahlia trap, which is like this
Oh.
pretty little flower that she likes, and then it turns around and tries to eat her.
Oh, jeez. I'm pouting. I'm sad.
I hope they have places where it's quite dangerous, because I hope that there's a problem with the games is some people want the games to be hard and quite have a lot of penalty if you do something wrong, and other people want the game to be easy so they don't get frustrated, and it's hard to find a balance. So EverQuest started quite nasty, EverQuest 2, where if you died you had to run back to your soul to try and get all of your stuff back, or you'd have penalties. And then they slowly removed that type of thing, and playing a game you'd be quite scared in dangerous environments because you didn't want to die, because if you died down there you had to.
I'm sorry, I have to go answer the door just a second.
Yep. Okay, so we're just going to have a little bit of a look around while Dahlia goes around. Look at that. Okay, so we have this beautiful landscape here. You've got the sun rising up, you've got the clouds. See if we can just zoom in a little bit more. And we've got this beautiful effect of just the clouds rolling by. You've got trees with snow-coloured leaves. You've got the sun reflecting off of the rocks. Got a little bit of green grass over here. And that's something I definitely love about this game, where the light is not static, it's always moving around, and it creates moods and different looks over everything. So as you look, the light going one direction, everything's nice and bright, and as you turn up here you see all of the shadows, and those shadows are what gives you a little bit of depth and mood and feeling to it. So similar to movies where they might have different lit scenes depending on the mood. And here we go, here's someone's house. Wow, what a great start. I think this looks great for like a foundation to build like a house. Got a bit of a deck. Zoom out. Okay. What's down here? Look at that. Beautiful platform. Look at that. There's two suns going on. That's okay. I was just admiring some of the scenery and just talking about, if you come up to me, how you've got the sun coming through and the clouds just sort of slowly going along. I'm guessing they'll probably have rain in the game. Can you see two suns?
I see one in front of us,
I see two suns joined together.
I guess I see an oblong shape, like it's longer than a normal circle, but maybe it's two.
It looks like they're separating. Alright, I gotta go to the top of the mountain. It must be the boy instinct in me that once we see something we want to climb it. That's like one person's statement about climbing Mount Everest. If you need to ask the question on why people climb Mount Everest, you will never understand the answer.
Very true.
Very true. Alright. Almost. Oh look, it even goes up higher again.
I have a friend who does like competitive rock climbing, and he goes to really cool places in Colorado and has all these cool pictures of him at the top of these summits. And you know, I get why he does it, but I'm just so not interested in doing it. It's like he's broken his collarbone, and lots of other places on his body have been broken. I'm just not interested.
There's a risk versus reward, so you have to sort of satisfy your need for that adventure, but without leaving or putting yourself into too much danger. Alright, let's have a look up here.
You can see the cloud cover where it ends. And you can see where the waves part in the ocean. Or at least in my low res quality, yeah.
It looks like a real landscape though.
It's quite impressive.
It is quite impressive what they've created with it. Just one big map.
I'm gonna head back to the Portal Spire. I just love seeing all the different things people have built, and maybe I'll see a few more on the way back. You left the party?
Yeah, I think I just left the game accidentally.
Oh, yeah, this game has crashing issues, definitely.
Yes. Do you want to call it here?
Sure. Maybe we can revisit at some point after the next patch, because there's going to be caves that can be explored after the next patch, and that'll be really fun.
Okay, I have a 60 gig Fraps file. Yeehaw.
And I guess that's it then.